Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video with TOI Auto, and this is going to be a special one because we are driving the all new C-Class today, but we have got a special visual treat for you. We've got all the generations of the C-Class lined up, and we also have a special guest with us to speak. So thank you, Martin, for
Good morning.
giving time to us.
Good morning.
Good morning. And it's always great to talk to you, and of course we have a very good subject to talk about today, and that's the C-Class. Now we start off with the old one.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, yesterday evening you were telling us about your own personal story with the first generation C-Class. I'm sure our viewers would also want to.
Well, I have a
listen.
personal connect to that car. It was introduced in '82 to the markets, and in late '83 I started driving school to get my driving license. And I specifically selected a driving school which would have that model in its range. All others would have like the normal brands, but this one, and they didn't have, they had this one in the range. And so I learned driving cars in this Mercedes. It was called 190 at this time, and I enjoyed it a lot. So it was the first time I was driving Mercedes. It also led me then obviously later to owning them, but a great experience for me at the beginning.
And what was it, Martin, that you loved so much about this car when you were a young guy at that time? What was it that you
Well,
loved?
of course, it wasn't a sporty car. It was a diesel as well. But it was extremely comfortable. And I don't now name the brands my family was usually having. But I would clearly go back to my dad and tell him, this is a different league what we are driving here, what I'm driving there. I specifically liked really the feeling of comfort and luxury at that time. The seats were like chairs in your living room, and that was, I found, very impressive. Yeah. So and of course everything was a little bit plusher and I think also for that time more luxurious than what you would have had in say the mainstay brands which I was used to.
Great. And now, Martin, coming to C-Class in India, how's the story been for C-Class in India? How many people are driving it on the road?
Yeah, I mean, whilst this car was introduced 40 years ago, we started in 20 years ago the local production around 2001 of the C-Class. And we have sold in total in India 37,000 cars. So the C-Class is a very important pillar of our specifically sedan strategy. After the E-Class, it's the second best-selling vehicle in the sedans, and it has been really very well accepted by a lot of customers. We have very strong records on that, track record on it, and I'm very positive also when we move down and look at the new car that this will also be a great success here.
We'll also move towards the later generations, and as you can see, these are the subsequent generations of the C-Class that came in. And Martin, any special connect you have?
Of course,
with any of these?
my first company car.
Okay, great.
The car I found when I moved to South Africa in production.
Okay.
I was still in South Africa. We started producing this car, so I was a part of planning and setting that factory, preparing the factory for South Africa. This car, the 204, was then also exported to the US.
Okay.
A few years later I found myself in the US where we ran the project to implement the 205. And I was working there, and so I've also some connect to the production of this car. And then when I came a few years later here to India, we were still producing the W205
Right.
in 2018, and now we come to 2022 in production and sales now of the new 206. So you can see I have a long history not only with the brand but also a strong connect actually to every model which is here lined up here.
Right, absolutely. And I'm sure that's really, it would be a great experience for you starting from there and seeing the C-Class, the generation coming to this point. It's a massive leap.
Yeah, the interesting part is every time you see the change, and I was witnessing in over the years, you see, oh, that new car, that's the greatest and latest. You see visibly the difference. You see it has the same, parent also. You see the close relationship, but you always see it's the newest, and you kind of wonder what could come next. Yeah, and if you look at that car, you will again not know. You would think, what could be a next car after that, because the difference to the 205 is quite significant. It's a well step ahead in many aspects in terms of technology, in terms of design, in terms of luxury appeal. So another big leap, and I would just say that falls into the addition of leaps from one range to the next range. So yeah, that's what I feel when I look at these vehicles now.
And Martin, coming to the C-Class now, the segment, if you talk about the segment, what are the numbers? How large is this segment, and what is your prediction? How fast you see the segment growing?
I mean, I think the C-Class is, as I mentioned already, very well positioned in our range as a strong sedan, and we expect that a lot of customers, also first-time buyers of luxury cars, will opt for a C-Class. We have at the moment around 48% that are first-time buyers when it comes to a C-Class. They are attracted to the brand. They're not only first-time buyers for C-Class, sorry, I should correct you, they are also first-time buyers of luxury cars, so they don't have in their household a Mercedes or any other luxury car. So it has, in that sense, also a very important role for us, for customers who enter into the brand. And we expect significant growth here. I cannot give you clear numbers, but also compared to the previous model, I think we will have strong growth. The segment itself is growing as we see, generally speaking, in the segment above 50 lakh. We see strong demands growing across our range, so I'm quite confident on the new C-Class as well.
And also, Martin, there earlier years back there used to be a sort of a conception that Mercedes is usually owned by people of a certain age and above. Can you tell us a bit how's that?
Yeah, I think the perception on the brand has changed quite a bit, and our customer base has also continuously changed. You may remember when we introduced the S-Class, we said the average age is 38. For the previous C-Class model we had in 2018-19, we had an average age of around 40 with the previous model. Now we're looking at customers in the range of 35 years, so we're seeing our customers are getting younger, and that's average age. That means you have a lot of young people who are mid-20s also who actually purchase the vehicles, and what they appreciate is, of course, besides design, of course also, you see the car looks more sporty as such. Also with the power domes here. Yeah, interior is very well designed, and it has all the latest tech which a lot of these customers would expect. So we support that luxury and comfort with design and technology, and that attracts a lot of younger customer as well. So it's far from say a traditional customer base. It's expanding in that sense as well into younger entrepreneurs, corporate people who work in corporate functions, and they're looking at aspiring to a Mercedes-Benz here. Yeah.
And Martin, with the previous generation, what are the best or the average numbers you're having monthly, and what numbers?
We don't disclose, we don't break out these numbers, yeah, and of course it would be a little bit premature to compare at this stage, because we just have taken the first orders, but I will only leave you with that feeling that our first orders which we have now collected, we have significant numbers, and there is a very strong interest even when we stay here in the hotel, and there's a lot of hotel spaces occupied by us, but there's also other visitors. We had already had quite a few inquiries on the car itself, which makes me very positive to think that we will be very successful with the new 206.
And Martin, can you tell us what kind of numbers have you got in terms of bookings? Any?
No, we not yet. Yeah, so that will be part of the official launch next week. But I think we have very good numbers and are quite happy with the status at this point in time.
And for our viewers, Martin, if you could tell them what's one thing about the new C-Class that's your personal favorite?
I really think my favorite is when I sit inside and I look at it and you see the design, the beautiful screens, the entire dashboard design. I have the privilege to drive an S-Class, and this reminds me so much to the S-Class that I actually have to look twice to see the differences, and it's really beautiful, and I find that really outstanding. And of course it's not only the looks, it's the technology behind as well, which is our latest MBUX technology, which we call NTG7. So it has also there the same genes as the S-Class. So I'm sure when you try it now, you will also like and love it. Yeah.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. And like Martin said, he gets the feeling of the S-Class, and that's the reason why the C-Class is referred to as the baby S-Class.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we will let you know more about the car in our review, so do watch out for our video and the story. And thank you so much, Martin, for joining us.
Thanks for joining the drive, and I'm sure you will enjoy now.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.